Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Thank you for joining us on the program today. As mentioned, Jeff Wilson back with us. Jeff has been with us before. He is the author of Life's Cheat Sheet, Crucial Success Habits School Never Taught You. His website is lifescheatsheets.com. Jeff, when he was 17 years old, high school senior, bought his first real estate property at auction while on a hall pass. He was CFO by 21, COO at 27, CEO and millionaire at 31, general counsel for a high-tech company at age 38. Pretty impressive background, and you'll find out why he's been so successful in just a couple seconds when we start talking with him. Jeff started, ran, and owned businesses as well as turned around distressed companies for 25 years, helping those entities reach record sales and profits for many years. Same time serving on multiple boards, consulting, pro bono work, and teaching at colleges. He holds a JD as a licensed attorney in Ohio and Michigan, MBA, MHCA, CMA, CBM, BS, and AA in management, marketing, computer science, finance, and law. Basically, he knows what he's talking about because he's actually done it in the real world. Welcome back, Jeff. Great to have you with us on the program.
Glad to be here again.
There's so many things in the book. The book is excellent. Life's Cheat Sheet, Crucial Success Habits School Never Taught You. You went to school, obviously got all the degrees, got all the education, and came out and realized, okay, I can use a little of this, but I can bring in all these other aspects that help me in my life that I can pass on to other people. Before I get to that, let's talk just briefly about this whole student loan issue, because so many people are getting out and their minds are totally consumed, and their occupation, what they choose for the rest of their life, dictated by paying back student loans. How big a problem is that?
It has surpassed the $1 trillion mark with a T, and if you look at that, I think it has 12 zeros, and it's a crazy number, surpassing all credit card and auto loan debt with 30% already past due. Those are 80% government guaranteed, which means taxpayers are going to be on the hook if we're looking at
bailout coming up here. Yes.
That's why I've always referred to this whole set of skills as my long-term anti-bailout solution. And it wasn't specifically related to student loan, but that's just gotten even worse during the time. And it's because these are long-term skill sets you can apply to all these things. Yes, with the current legislation that they're working on right now to try to stop the interest rate from doubling on July 1, if they can't come to some concession and payment plan, it's going to double the interest rate and potentially add about $1,000 a year in interest to each student loan.
And even if they pass something, it's temporary. I mean, at some point we're probably faced with some situation like that, especially in a political year. Let's talk briefly about how you came up with Life's Cheat Sheets. This is basically street savvy, things that you learned that you were able to incorporate with book learning.
Right.
That made your life very successful, and you've literally turned around the lives of thousands of other people.
I actually have been a turnaround specialist, you saw, in turning around companies, and I use this in large part to help turn around people that are either saddled with debt or the down and outers, as I call them, as the other target, which are people that have lost homes, cars, and so forth to the economic situation we're in. And so I wanted to help both of those groups get a leg up on their competition to be able to go after what they want in life if they can learn all these street savvy kinds of skills.
Let's talk about those people that may be listening to the program or relatives are listening to the program. Just out of college, they're either unemployed, and I think that's running about 15% unemployment rate, or underemployed. Many of them back home living with their parents because they really can't afford life. They can't afford to be paying for the rent. What do you tell them about, how you implement what you went through, the street savvy part of it, incorporate in their lives so they're able to get out and start making a life for themselves?
Since they're up against so much competition, I termed my system the Guerrilla Occupation Search System, and guerrilla is like guerrilla warfare. It's that mentality that you have an enemy you're going out to defeat, and you've got to outthink them, outsmart them, strategize to win that battle. And so that's what it's based out of, is that you've got to outthink and become unique in ways. And so I have a whole set of processes you walk through to go after that job search, or what I call occupation search. And the reason I call it that, I guess I should qualify, is job search typically says 9 to 5, I'm just doing something I typically don't like.
Exactly.
Occupation search, in my last company that I ran and sold was a job assessment, placement, and coaching company. And we assessed for a couple days people's skills, interests, aptitudes, abilities, natural skills, and match those to particular kinds of jobs. And so that assessment process is really important, as well as making certain that if you're going to college, you come out and there's a demand for that kind of job. If you really like that but there's no demand, that's not going to get you very far, and you now have $50,000 or $100,000 in debt that you don't have a job for.
We've got just a minute or so left in the program. Jeff Wilson is our guest on the show, turnaround specialist, author of the book Life's Cheat Sheet, Crucial Success Habits School Never Taught You. Everything we're talking about in the program is available in the book. The book's available all across the country. You can start with Amazon or Jeff's website, lifescheatsheets.com. Let's give a couple of clues for people. Sometimes with the job search, they get discouraged. They hear no, and suddenly they've got this negative that I'm never going to get hired. They carry around a lot of baggage and looking for things, and they overlook maybe social media, some of the other aspects out there. A couple of clues that you talk about in the book that might help people get beyond that and find a job at their level.
I say go do things unique, like get your own site on GoDaddy for $8 and put up a 5-page website that's your resume sales site. Go get business cards at vistaprint.com that are actually your resume cards. You have them with you all the time. And you've got to program your mind to accept no. It's going to happen. It's going to happen a lot. There are not rules out there normally. There's all kinds of people getting hired because they know somebody or something, and you may be more qualified. You've got to get past those things. One of the sales techniques we used to use is SW to the fourth, like Sam Walton to the fourth. Some will, some won't, so what? Someone's waiting. And you've got to have that mind that every time you hear no, next. And you move forward, and you're going to get it if you stick to it.
Eventually you'll get to 4.
Yes, it's perseverance and persistence that gets you there, because you're going to you need to prep your mind for it.
30 seconds, and this is so important. When you talk to someone about a job, how do you do the follow-up? Because you don't want to really overdo it with a person. Do you follow up with an email? Do you follow up with a letter? How do you follow up to make sure you're still top of mind with these people?
If you've talked to them personally, send them a handwritten note. If you can't write decent enough where they couldn't read it, go with something that's printed, but do it personally to them, and pick up something in the conversation and highlight one of your points in there subtly. But follow up with them that way. Then the next time maybe try an email, the next time maybe a phone call. Alternate the kinds and ways you do it, and maybe every week or so if you've interviewed, to stay, like you said, top of mind.
We're talking about specifically people out of school, but boy, these habits and tips that you're giving are good for anybody when you're looking for a job, underemployed or unemployed. Jeff Wilson is our guest on the program. Jeff will be back for another program. His book is called Life's Cheat Sheet, Crucial Success Habits School Never Taught You. It's available all across the country, Kindle. You can pick it up at Amazon, Barnes & Noble. The website is very simple, lifescheatsheets.com. You can find all this information at our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Great information, Jeff. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening, everybody. This Week in America on the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network.